Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Kat at spiritual-candy.com with today's pick a card love advice. So this is a timeless reading. It's intuitive, it's also general. And I'm going to do it very differently today. So this pick a card love advice is going to be, I'm going to shuffle live on camera because quite a few of you have requested that I shuffle live. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use a few different decks, so it's going to be a lot more like my live reading which I do on Facebook. So I'm going to use a few different, oh excuse me, I've got a pile of stuff over here and it's kind of like threatening to fall down. I'm going to use my numbers as normal, but it's a lot more, you'll just see what's happening more, I suppose. It's a little more organic because I know a lot of you are kind of wanting to see that, so that's fine. So I'm going to use 4 decks, I'm going to use more cards, I'm going to still have 4 groups, but it's going to be a much longer reading because all the shuffling etc is going to happen here. So there's going to be a long quiet period now, but yeah, if you would like your own private reading, it's £20 for 20 minutes. You get your reading in 48 hours or less, and you can book the reading either checking the description box below or going to spiritual-candy.com. There's also loads of information about following your heart and finding yourself there. I've got a weekly blog which I'm really passionate about. I've got books, I've got a free course, you know, there's all sorts over there, so please check it out. I would also love it if you would like and subscribe. If you enjoy the video, please like it, and please comment on what you think to this new style reading because it's totally different to what I normally do. Normally I'm on, it's quick, the reading's 10 to 20 minutes long. I say roughly the same thing at the beginning and then I get straight on to the read, whereas this is a lot more informal. I know a lot of you are saying like you like the chat and you like to see the sort of natural element of it, so I'm just trying this. Let me know what you think, if you enjoy it. If you have any questions, put a comment in the comment section. If you want to ask anything, you know, I'm always happy to try and clarify. You can also, if you want to ask me a question directly, you can go to the website and ask on there. So I have already cleared and reshuffled the the decks, but I'm also just doing a little shuffle here now so you can see what's going on. I haven't even thought how many cards I'm going to use for each group. I'm just going to go with it. So this is love advice, pick a card love advice. So this advice is as general as I can make it. So this is can be kind of like it can be, you can assign your own sort of question to it if you like. So you can say sort of like what's blocking them from coming forwards if you want a specific question like that. You can also, it's the sort of tarot reading you can use for a crush, you know, so if you've got a crush and you're wanting to know, you can ask about that. It's basically a love energy update for anything, so whatever works for you, okay? So you can assign your own question, and you can also assign a question to each group either, so that's fine as well. I do have, it may seem when I shuffle groups that it seems a bit random. If you don't want to see the cards before, if you want to choose from the groups, you'll need to fast forward to when the reading starts. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, it may seem a bit random because sometimes I choose cards that flip over, sometimes I don't. I'm always listening to what the guides are saying, so and sometimes I'll put a card back in and then they'll say no, take that one. So you know, I'm having like an internal conversation, so that's maybe seems why sometimes I pick certain ones and sometimes I don't, okay? Obviously, like I say, if you don't want to see the cards popping out, because that is generally the way I choose cards. I don't shuffle, split and then take the ones off the top. It's not how I work. So if you don't want to sort of spoil the surprise, so to speak, yeah, you might want to do it. You might not want to watch this bit. However, what I think I'm going to do is move the groups around and then put the numbers on top. That might be a way of avoiding issues. So right, I'm going to be a bit quiet now, I think, while I just focus on what's going on here. So this is pick a card, love advice. Pick a card, love advice. Just checking which way I've put the cards up then. This is how I've always done it, you know, when a lot of you watch my readings every day. This is how I do it, and then I turn them around to face the camera. So I'm doing it exactly the way I normally do it. It's just that obviously you're watching it. You'll notice sometimes if two pop out, I'll take the two. Sometimes I only take the one. It depends on what I feel intuitively or what the guides say. Also, sometimes you'll notice with this one, I had one come out and then two come out, and I felt very strongly that's that group, that's that group. So, you know, some of you might not like that, and that's okay, you know. You know, it's quite a personal thing. Any of you are readers yourself, it's quite, I don't even really, right, just realised I've got the deck upside down. So, I do get a few reversals sometimes, but these are all reversed. Yeah, it's, I think also as well, like sometimes our egos can get very self-important, and then, you know, people have very specific ideas and they're not happy if their specific ideas aren't adhered to. But this is this is the ego. I mean, the ego loves to be self-important, so, you know, and we all have it, we all do it at times, but, you know, so I do realise that it might not resonate with you the way I shuffle and deal cards, and that's okay. I've got a feeling most of you are not watching this. If you are, please comment. Yeah, I was there, I was watching it. But I think a lot of you will just fast forward through this bit. I know if I've ever watched readers and they do shuffling live, I always fast forward through it, but I get why people want to see it. I suppose there's something that's more, maybe people who are suspicious. Yeah, you know, people who are still working on that, like, fear energy of, they want to know that they're not being tricked. Notice I do this as well. Some of you may have noticed that I do this and a card comes out. Sometimes it just, my finger gets in the middle of the group, and then it kind of starts to move, so I know it wants to come out. Also, did you see then a lot, they came, I think they all came out as a pair, because in my mind I was saying I want two, so sometimes this happens as well. I might struggle to get all of them on camera, but that doesn't matter. I'm not taking that. I want one from this deck. I also don't put them in the same order. You see, the thing is, I don't need to control it because the universe knows best, you know. The guides know best. So, you know, we can have a very strict system for doing things, but, you know, that's, like I say, that's just our mind. And the universe knows better. You know how a lot of you who watch regularly know that Freya gets involved. This is what, I think this is what she's found about the shuffling. She's over here asleep on the floor. She's like, I'm not interested in that, Mum, forget it. So this is exactly how I do it in the so that's exactly how I would shuffle. I do like a little prayer meditation and stuff as well before, which I did off camera. Let's just move these around so that if anyone has watched the other thing. Right, so you might want to look away now if you've been watching, you've seen the cards and you want to not know which group's which. I'm trying to sort of keep everybody in mind. I'm really intrigued to know what you think about this shuffling live and the bigger read and all of that. I'm ever so interested to know what you think. So I also think I'm just doing this really organically. So I've got a little post-it pad so I can write down, so I can put in the top of the description box what time things start. Okay, so welcome to today's pick a card love advice if you haven't just joined in. If you've just joined in, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Kat from spiritual-candy.com. I have a blog, I'm a passionate writer, I'm also an intuitive if you're new. Yeah, and I've done thousands of intuitive readings. Follow your heart and find yourself is my passion, because this is the message from the guides all the time. There's tons about it on the website, so check it out if you're interested. Like I say, please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love you to. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed today's reading. So I've got 4 groups here. If you're not sure how a pick a card works, I'm sure you all are, but it has been pointed out to me as well that perhaps you might not know. Pause the video if you need to, but just go with whichever one calls out to you, group wise. Also, those of you who are, you know, dab hands at pick a card, do consider assigning a question to each group. If I ever watch a pick a card, I do this because then you get more value for money, you know, because you can have one question on career, one question, because just because it's a love advice doesn't mean you can't assign a different question to it and then interpret it. Obviously, you'll have to use your imagination, but you've got your own intuition and imagination there to do that with. So, you know, don't be afraid to do that as well. Do let me know if you like this less boom, boom, boom style of reading. It's not my style. I've done various times on YouTube doing readings, and I'm always I'm not formal, but I get on with it, you know, because I personally prefer that. But I know a lot of you do prefer longer chat. Maybe it makes you feel like you know me better and that you get more from the reading. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And like I say, if you have questions about the reading, ask in the comments. And like I say, be sure to like it if you've enjoyed it and tell me what you think. Okay. So we've got 4 pretty hefty piles of cards here. As you notice, I didn't look at, some of them I looked at. If you were here during the shuffle, some of them I looked at, some of them I didn't. So I don't know all of the cards. I'm also writing down which, where the timing for each group. Okay. Because I upload every day, that's one of the reasons I don't put the timings on, because I upload every day and I work. So it's just too time consuming for me to go through each reading and find out the time. I mean, that may sound crazy to you, but it is the truth. However, you know, I'm trying to bear in mind all the things people have said. You won't be able to see all the cards because of the way my camera setup is, but I will hold them up. This is not working. Right, so that's going to have to go like that. That's going to have to go like that. I don't know, I quite like this. I can see why some of you want this more organic style. I don't dislike it, so I'm really interested to know what you think. Okay, so group 1, love advice. We've got Ace of Swords, Justice, Queen of Swords. 9 of Coins, Material Harvest. Obstacles and Challenges, 5 of Wands. Crown Chakra. Father Healing, Decorate, Get Over Yourself. So the decks I'm using: Rider-Waite, John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, Doreen Virtue, and Angel Answers, Sonia Choquette. Okay, so the love advice. So for me, the way these generally come through is that these 6 sort of tarot cards, if you like, will basically answer the question. These are more advice. I mean, it's all advice, but this is kind of like the story of what's going on, and this is kind of what you need to do. That's how they tend to come through for me. Okay. I'm just taking it in because it's not just the cards individually, it's how they all work, what they're telling me. Yeah, there's number one, there's a strong energy here. There's a lot going on. There's quite a lot of change. I mean, this first card is the overarching energy, and the Ace of Swords is about a new beginning, a new start, a new chance. You know, the Ace of Swords is saying that you will succeed in this situation. So whatever you are, single, in a relationship, this is about triumphing. This is about getting there. It's a brilliant new idea, new way, new phase. There's something that's new. Don't get me wrong, there will be some challenges, but you know, you're well on your way. And this is linked to this 9 of coins underneath. The 9 of coins is saying abundance, comfort. You'll get there. You know, you've worked hard and now you can reap the rewards of it. So, you know, if this resonates with you, you've worked hard for a while, you've been trying, you've been working on the situation. What they're saying here is that, you know, you're going to get a new start, a new opportunity, and this will help you to reap the rewards. But there are going to be still some challenges to come, and I can see this with this second pair. You've got Justice and the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is it's not a bad energy, but it can be quite challenging. There's a suggestion here that perhaps there've maybe been some disagreements or some difficulties. Perhaps people don't agree around your love situation. So this can be external parties or people within the, you know, so it could be you and a partner, or it could be other people's opinion around you saying, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that, you know, that kind of a thing. But the thing with the 5 of Wands here is that, you know, it's actually a positive challenge in a way, because you've learned a lot from it. It does help if you're open to other people's opinions. You know, you notice what this triggers in you, you learn from these experiences. You know, sometimes when we kind of butt heads with someone, particularly if this is your partner, when you sort of have that where you know you feel like you're in it's not so much an argument, but you can't seem to resolve something. There's that constant friction. Sometimes being open to this is what helps us to grow and learn. So this challenge can be positive. The key here is, though, to be open, to be understanding, and this is one of the many battles that you've maybe already been going through and you will continue to go through. So there have been quite a lot of stresses, quite a lot of battles, quite a lot of issues, and there may continue to be some issues around that. But what they're saying is, ultimately, you'll get out what you put in. With the Justice card, it's nothing to be concerned about, but if you are unfair, unreasonable or underhand, this will come speedily back to you. So do make sure whatever you're doing that you're fair and just in everything you do. Okay, this is really backed up here. Look, this last group here, you've got the Queen of Swords and the Crown Chakra. So the Crown Chakra goes very much with the general tone of this, because the Crown Chakra, for me, it's not the meaning of this card. It's not John Holland's meaning, but it is the meaning that I have found over the years has come out from this deck for me personally. And it is that you are being supported and helped. It's almost got a little bit of a vibe of the Wheel of Fortune for me. It's like you're being supported, you're being helped. It's very much about tuning in and listening. Also, when the crown chakra card comes up, you may find that things come into your life, leave your life, situations change. It can be a bit turbulent, but it's not bad. It's good. It's about things you've been helped to move forwards and to help your situation. So it's not bad at all. The Queen of Swords, though, I think that this is almost certainly you, and this is how to go about this situation. You've got every chance of moving your situation forwards. You know, whatever idea you've had recently, it's a good one. If you haven't had it yet, it's coming. But you've got this sense of it's either a new idea, but it kind of starts a new beginning. It sort of begins a new cycle where you can win. There are still things you've got to go through, and you do need to make sure that you're fair in the way you go about things, but you can actually win here, and you are being supported to get towards what you want, or towards what's right for you love wise. However, the Queen of Swords is really saying this is the way to go on. It's not saying that you are like the Queen of Swords. It's saying you need to kind of plug into this energy. And the Queen of Swords is very focused. She's calm, she's cool, she's collected. She uses her intelligence. You know, she's got her head screwed on. She thinks things through. She's got a calm demeanor, and she's able to kind of analyze what to do and take action accordingly. With the Justice and the Queen of Swords, I think there is something of being kind of logical, fair, and sensible in your actions that you really do need to observe. Okay, so in terms of love advice, what do you need to do? What do you need to be kind of aware of? This is what's going on. This is advice on how to move forwards, but also the oracle cards are kind of more specifically what you need to do. Some of you, by the way, these three cards may not all resonate for you, but I think a lot of you, there's some issues around father healing. Now, this isn't just father. It can be men in general. It can be a cultural thing, a religious thing, an uncle, a grandfather, a brother. You know, there's some sort of male role healing that needs to be done, and this is somehow causing some friction. It could be part of the battle that you need to go through. It's like healing those wounds. It says your personal power increases as you give any father related issues to heaven. So this can just be about awareness. Awareness shines the light onto the shadows. So that can be very easily done. Some of you are going to need to do forgiveness work. Some of you, it's just about literally giving it to God, giving it to the universe. Okay, whatever works for you. The Decorate is saying that, for me, this has a very personal meaning, a very intuitive personal meaning. So the meaning that Sonia Choquette meant for it, in this case, I'm not going to use that. My interpretation of this card in a love reading is that you are very attractive. You are very physically or superficially attractive. So if you're inquiring love advice regarding a person, they do find you on a superficial level. You know, the way you look, the way you dress, your sort of superficial characteristics, your sort of very surface level personality. They're very attracted to you. If you are single or you're in an unusual situation and that doesn't seem to resonate because you don't have a specific person, they're saying in general you've got this attractive demeanor at the moment. Okay, so it's all good. The Get Over Yourself is the first card in this deck, and this basically says, you know, you need to be confident. You need to be sure of yourself. Right, my camera went off then, and then I had to take loads of things off the card, and then the battery was, yeah, etc, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat probably what I've just said about this card, so I apologize. But obviously when it's intuitive, I can't just pick up where I left off sometimes. If I've had a little break, I need to start again with it. So with regards to this card, this is the first card of the Sonia Choquette The Answer Is Simple deck, and it's quite straightforward. Get over yourself means that the best advice they can give really regarding this is that, you know, to be authentic. Get over yourself means be authentic, be your soul self, come from that truthful, organic, authentic inner light. Get over yourself. It's your self bit that you need to get over, is your personality self, you know, the ego, this serious, taking yourself very seriously, this very well mind constructed version of what you are. It's like, no, let go of that, get over that. That's not who you are. That's what they're saying. It's like, and I think that this is really interesting because you've got, Group 1, quite a few different things going on here. There's definitely something positive coming for you, but you know that it's not without some responsibility on your part, i.e. there's a lot you can do. You know, yeah, you're attractive to them or to people, and good things are coming your way and you are having a new breakthrough, but you've got to do the right thing. You've got to be authentic. You can't muck around here. You know, you've got to get your head on straight and think things through clearly, and where there is some healing, take responsibility and don't take yourself too seriously in the whole situation too. So I hope that makes sense, Group 1s. Please comment below if you've enjoyed this new style of reading. If you're a subscriber of mine, you watch my videos a lot, let me know what you think, whether you prefer this. Clearly I couldn't do this every day because the reading itself is really, really long. And, you know, with all the other things that I need to do to the video when it's really long, you know, it wouldn't be possible every day, but I could do this more often. So do let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, like it, please, like, and yeah, comment. And if you've got any questions, also comment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Loads of love, and please go over to spiritual-candy.com and read the blog. I would love it if you read the blog. That's my real passion, and the guides help me a lot with my writing. Oh, it's all coming from them. So there's stuff on finding your heart, following your heart and finding yourself on there. So yeah, finding your heart, that's a bit weird. Right guys, I will see you soon. Let's move on. Hi number 2s, how are you doing? I hope you're great. So, as I've just said to Group 1, you won't be able to see all the cards, but I will hold it up as I go. I will hold them up as I talk about them. Okay, so we've got 9 of Coins, the Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Swords, 7 of Coins, 8 of Coins, Triumph. So this is patience and planning and positive movement forwards, and Triumph, which is the Chariot. Spread the light, give it to God, and synchronicity. So just give me a moment to take this all in. It's interesting here, you've got a double 7, you've got a lot of coin energy. There's a real chance, ultimately, there's a real chance to move things on, to move things forwards. But it's happening organically. There are a few things though that you can do, but it's going to be informed by the universe, by synchronicity, by, you've definitely got to get into your light. You've got to, well, you don't have to do anything. This is a turn of phrase. I'm saying if you want their advice, if you want to move things forward quickly and have positive outcomes, the best positive outcomes for you that you possibly can in love, they're suggesting that you're very reflective, that you're very in your light. Even though it's not here, I would say it's like quite in general like a high priestessy kind of energy. Yeah, so let's look at what's going on here. These tend to be read in pairs, by the way. Any of you who aren't familiar, who've never had a private reading with me, these tend to go in pairs. So these two will have a connection. These two and these two, these three actually have a connection. They may all have. Okay, the tarot at the top basically tells the story of what's going on. These are more direct advice. Okay, it's all advice, but this is more like a story of what's happening. This 7 and 9 of coins. The 9 of coins is saying this is like a general energy for the reading. This is really good. This is saying that you can reap the rewards of the work. There is a comfortable situation coming. If things have been difficult for you for a while, I do think things are challenging. I think that there's been some hold up, some pause, some difficulty. You maybe have questions about, well, how do I move forwards? How do I get this to shift? How do I get things to move? And ultimately, really, to me, it seems very strongly that that's why I'm saying it's a high priestessy energy. The key to movement forwards, the key to understanding, the key to accelerate this situation or to get the resolution you're looking for is to tune in and to be guided. But what they're saying with the 9 of coins is that's already on its way, or essentially you've already amassed it. I'm thinking of you know, when a lot of you will be familiar with Abraham Hicks, when Abraham says it's all in vibrational escrow, you know, it's all there waiting for you. Now, that's an oversimplification in this situation perhaps, but what they're saying is there is abundance available and it's not as far away as you think. It's interesting that they've paired it with the 7 of coins, because the 7 of coins is about needing to take a pause, reflect, consider. You're kind of at a crossroads. It's like, well, how do I get where I want to be? You've got a 777 here, the double 7 together here, but you've got a 777. This is all about external obstacles. So there have been things in the way and things have been a bit difficult, I think. Whether you're single or in a relationship, there's this sense of things haven't quite flowed, and I can see this really strongly here. Some of this is, and I'll talk about it here, to do with just divine timing, I think, and things needing to line up and things need to come in, things needing to come into balance, and it's just going with the flow of the universe. However, I do think they're saying as well there is something on you here, because I think to some extent some of you need to be thinking about and considering how well have you, what has worked for you and what hasn't. There, you do need to take a pause and reflect, you know. They're saying some of you just need to kind of recognize that even though you've worked hard on this situation, or you feel like it's been laborious, you just need to keep going. Some of you though, take an opportunity to just pause and reflect and consider, you know, you can keep working hard at this situation, but are you going to get where you want to be? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have a little drink. I think that's the first time I've ever had to have a drink in a YouTube video, because it's so long. Yeah, so some of you are going to have to reflect and think, hang on, is this really, realistically, am I going to get where I want to be in this situation? Or am I just hanging on to something? You know, because the reality is wherever you're at, you can get the love relationship or situation that you want. However, you might not get it specifically with the person or exactly the situation or exactly the time that you would choose. Because, you know, if you haven't noticed, you're not in charge, neither am I. We were kind of, you know, in this kind of interesting vibrational energetic soup of the universe, you know, and we definitely have free will and we definitely have some input, but, you know, it's essentially still quite a mystery. But, you know, so you will get it, but you can't necessarily stipulate exactly who, when, why, whatever. But what you can notice is take this time to notice what's working for you and what isn't, you know, because I think that this is saying you can have what you want, but you do need to be reflective about how effective the way you're going about it is. You know, and I wanted to press that point because of what I'm going to say now. Some of you will kind of put all of your eggs in this basket, and I want you to understand that to some extent for quite a lot of you, if not all of you, it's not just about divine timing, because this I'm going to basically say, well, it's divine timing. So some of you will say, oh, well, it's just divine timing, and maybe for a few of you it is, but I think some of you perhaps have been very, very specific about what you want and how it should occur, and I think that could be tripping some of you up, because, you know, you need to kind of reflect and say, well, hang on, you know, it hasn't been working, or the way I have decided it's going to be hasn't worked, so maybe I need to look at a slightly different way, or maybe I need to do things slightly differently. The Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Coins in reverse. I mean, the 8 of Coins is all about movement forwards. It's about working on yourself, fine-tuning the situation so that you can move forwards. It's like really work hard, short-term pain, long-term gain, you know, put your shoulder into it, really work at the situation, and then you can move forwards. You know, it will get you to move forwards. Interestingly, look where it is. It's under Give It to God. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about divine timing, the universe taking charge of the situation. What they're saying is you working hard at the situation is just causing or could cause a block. It might be saying for some of you, do you know what, it doesn't matter how hard you work, the universe has got this, and you have to let divine timing play out, destiny play out. For some of you, they're saying that you don't need to work hard. You know, to some of you, it's like, if you've been working really hard and trying to force the situation, it's not happening, they're saying you need to give it to them. Give it to God, give it to them, give it to the universe. Let them sort it out. For some of you, it's like you're worried that you can't control it, but that's okay. That's okay, because they're saying Wheel of Fortune, your destiny is calling. You are being called towards what's right for you. You are being called towards a new beginning, a new start. The wheel is turning, so if you've felt like things have not been going great, or you've encountered some issues lately, things will turn in your favor, or things will turn your way, you know. And destiny's calling. This right at the center of the reading as well is telling me that, you know, you have to kind of focus on following your signs and signals, because this is very much in the hands of the universe, okay? They're saying here with this Spread the Light, I want to talk about this in conjunction with this group. They're asking me to go back and do that, so that's fine. Spread the Light is all about you being in your vibe, on your vibe, in your light, doing what you love to do, being high vibe. It doesn't mean putting a happy face sticker over negativity or shadow or ignoring shadow. It doesn't mean that. But what they're saying is at this specific time regarding your love life, in order to reap the rewards, it's like you need to look at, is this situation that I'm in, is the way I'm going about it, is it pushing against? I feel like some of you are pushing against the situation or trying, and it's stressing you out. They're saying you need to look for a situation or a way of going about it where it feels joyful to you, where you get to spread the light, where you get to be joyful and happy. That's not always the answer. Sometimes we need to face shadow, sometimes we need to face up to difficult things, but I don't feel like this is what's going on here for you. There's a lot of pushing and struggle, but abundance is there and it's not that far away. But you've got to, it feels to me like, when I say you've got to, just to reiterate again, it's my way of speaking, it's my turn of phrase. They're not saying you have to. It's just my way of saying. But it just means you may want to. You may want to consider being in joy, in light. And for some of you, you may be saying, well, it's really difficult to in this situation. In which case, perhaps you need to step back a little from the situation so that you can raise your vibe again. And perhaps for some of you, you need to be questioning whether you want to, if you want to stay in a situation that causes you to feel so down. I mean, they're not saying that all of you do feel down. Remember, it's general, so you have to pick and choose the bits. And the more cards I get, the more information comes in. And of course, they're aware of all the people watching, so it's like little messages here and there for different people. Right, so the last group, if you like, here in group 2 is this Seven of Swords, Triumph, Synchronicity. So the love advice here is for you guys, there's some pushing against. You've got to let go with the flow. You need to raise your vibe. It's not that far away, but you do need to consider whether you're trying to make something go a certain way. Maybe reflect, take a bit of time. You certainly have got to kind of, I'm saying it again, you've got to get into your light. You've got to listen to your intuition. And this could be an issue for some of you because we've got Seven of Swords. Quite a lot of you are struggling with this. Quite a lot of you are feeling this kind of fearful, playing the game of the relationship energy, you know, putting up a wall, being defensive, or kind of keeping an eye on a person and saying what you think will work in a situation. You know, this isn't a criticism, by the way. And it doesn't mean that you are doing anything unusual. I feel when the Seven of Swords comes up in a relationship reading, this is very, very common. This is very, very common behavior and energy of the normal Western relationship, particularly a younger, you know, Western relationship. That kind of messaging someone and kind of looking at what they've said, what do they really mean, saying something cryptic, you know, that kind of cryptic backwards and forwards energy instead of just being yourself, you know. So what they're saying really here is that just be authentic, and also they're saying for a few of you, you know, like, notice if the other person is playing a game. You know, notice that if the person is playing a game. Some of them are playing a game and you know it, and that kind of feeds into what I was saying earlier. But ultimately, you see, even though you've got this kind of fearful energy, you've got the Chariot with it. And the Chariot is saying, the sevens are all about overcoming external obstacles, overcoming challenges, overcoming difficulties to get where you need to be. This is movement forwards. This is positivity. This is, you know, a big yes. So you can overcome the obstacles, and the Major Arcana trumps the minor here. So you certainly can overcome any obstacles in your love life, whether you're single or in a relationship, and move forwards. You can. You can. But what they're saying is, look, you've got synchronicity goes with this. In order to overcome the obstacles, in order to triumph, you need to work as a team with the universe, you know. They're saying here, your prayers and questions have been answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So this very much goes with this spread the light, give it to God. It's about getting the flow of the universe and listening. That's the key. Listening really carefully, really well to what's going on and getting in the flow, because that is what's going to help you to get this abundance. Guys, have an amazing week. Please like the video, if you've enjoyed it. Please comment about what you think about this style, whether you enjoy it. You know, I'm always open to your suggestions. You are, of course, the consumer, so what you think matters more than anything. Let me know if you've enjoyed it. Yeah, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you either on spiritual-candy.com or on another reading. See you later, guys. Hi number threes, how you doing? Hope you're fantastic. Okay, so I've just realised I didn't tell number twos which cards I used. Anyway, threes, you won't be able to see all the cards, but I'll hold them up individually as we go through. This is Doreen Virtue, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. Sonia Choquette, the answer is simple. Then we've got 3 from the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck and 3 from the Rider-Waite, of course. Okay. Let's move these up. So as I've said to other groups, these are kind of in groups or in pairs. The tarot basically gives you a little story that answers your love advice at the moment. These kind of give you more specific things you need to do. It depends on how it comes through. Group 1, these were very separate from this. Group 2, they went in 3 groups. So it depends, okay? And that's the I'm just having a drink. This is the second drink I've needed in this reading because it's so long. Guys, group 3s, if you're just joining, this is totally different to my normal style. So if you watch me all the time, you will notice this. Please comment on what you think of this style of video. If you've enjoyed it, if you enjoy it, please like and please subscribe. I would really love it to get up to about 10,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. So please help me in subscribing. Please share the video if you're interested in, if you know someone who's interested in tarot and oracle readings, you know. So yeah, so welcome group 3s to Pick a Card Love Advice. I hope you enjoy it. Let's just delve in. This is your general answer. So I think on the whole, group 3s, you're kind of worried about things, or you've got a lot on your mind. You're feeling a little bit stressed. Some of you will just be feeling a bit tense and stressed about your love life. Some of you will be feeling major anxiety, or may have had something happen, a fight, or someone said something, someone's done something. So it depends, it's a spectrum, but with it being a general reading. However, the good news is, group 3, is that even though it feels stressful, even though it feels difficult, you have got something new coming. Positivity is coming. I'm just looking and taking it in. Yeah, I mean, there's something better on its way. I certainly think that some of you have been through a time where something's happened that's kind of made you doubt yourself, feel unsure, feel like you need to kind of shut down or close off. But, you know, you don't need to. I think some of you, this happened a while ago, and so you are maybe kind of coming out of it. Some of you will be, it's kind of fresh. But certainly something painful has happened, okay? But the rest of it suggests that you've got a lot of positivity and a lot of good things. Sorry, my camera went off again. So that's the second time in this reading. Maybe it's a sign from the universe not to do a long reading. We'll see what you guys think of it. But yeah, so I certainly think that you've been through it, but everything else looks really positive. You're coming out of it. Things are improving. Situations are improving. Okay. The Ace of Wands is underneath the Nine of Swords. So this is the new beginning. This is the aha. There's a revelation. There's a realization. Interestingly, there's a whole lot of pink going on down here. A whole lot of heart energy. A whole lot of creation energy with all this 3. You know, with the double 3 here. So I think that the key here is to sink into the heart. Listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. Give yourself time if this situation is quite fresh, this painful situation. It could be a fearful state of mind. It doesn't have to be a thing that's happened, although I think for a lot of you it is something that's happened. But you know, you're going to get some sort of aha, revelation, realization, some sort of breakthrough that I think could change a lot of things for you. It will be a real breakthrough, a real change, a real opportunity to kind of reinvent yourself, reinvent the situation. Something really fantastic will, you know, break through as a result. Okay, so you know, fear not if you're very much in the depths of this. I think a lot of you are turning though into this situation, but you know, let's move on here. We've got the Page of Cups. So yes, things have been difficult, but it's like a really positive and nice surprise is coming your way. Some new beginning, some sort of emotional, intuitive nudge will send you on a new path. And it's going to make you feel like perhaps all is not lost. Things are starting to go your way. Be open to a really pleasant surprise, because it is possible. You know, you've got the fish jumping out the cup. You know, expect anything, you know, and something really nice. There is the chance for a new beginning in a really nice way. I do understand that you're feeling, perhaps a lot of you are feeling vulnerable because of this old situation. They're saying if you do feel vulnerable, reach out. This can be to friends and family. It doesn't have to be your significant other or a potential partner. If you are feeling vulnerable about relationships and, you know, it's a bit of a tricky time for you, it's like just reach out to the people who love you. Let them help you, because there is some suggestion here that the fear and the worry of you know, and feeling vulnerable and feeling anxious could be stopping you from opening up to others. So be prepared to reach out. If you're struggling to reach out to a partner, start with friends and family first, or animals are a great place to start. You know, just opening up to love, because it's just like any other muscle. You know, you've got to train yourself into it. If you've created a barrier, if you're feeling vulnerable, if you've created a wall over a long period of time, you know, you just got to take it down one brick at a time. Okay, but this Page of Cups is saying something really great and new and lovely could be coming your way. The sacral chakra is kind of suggesting, because of the way this line of cards is, the sacral chakra, I feel like this is being flagged up as kind of a block and something that you can really learn in this situation from and move forwards with. The sacral chakra is about desire, that sort of forward motion in life, but it's also about feeling safe. So there's some issues about, can I move forwards? Am I really safe? Is everything okay? But you know, something new and lovely is coming in for you, and that's going to really help the situation. So whether you're single or in a relationship, something positive is coming. This double 3 at the end here is saying, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. You've got the 3 of Cups and you've got the 3 of Coins. This is early days. You're at 3 on the journey from 1 to 10. There's so much more positivity and possibility ahead for you. The 3 of Coins is saying you're an apprentice. You're kind of still learning here. But the reality is, with the 3 of Coins, whatever situation you're in love-wise, this is only the beginning. You know, you have the opportunity to grow beyond all your wildest dreams and to really excel in either the relationship you're in or this new mindset, whatever it is that's kind of been born out of this old difficult situation or idea. You know, it was difficult, but you know what, once you've learned from it, integrated it and moved on, you will feel like a new person and you will learn from this and grow from it. You know, they're saying that actually there's a strong sense of like needing to reach out to people and connect with people if you're going to have the relationship or situation that you want. Okay, so the 3 of Cups is all about having fun with friends and family. I certainly think this is a great place to start. If you are single, then also this could be a place that you could meet someone new. when you're out with your friends or having a good time. This is when you might meet someone, get chatting, a bit of flirty energy, and then things can develop from there. If you are in a couple or you're in a complicated situation, there's a need to kind of get out and have fun, either together or separately. This will raise your energy, and also just connecting with other people brings back that sense of faith and confidence in other people. There's a real need not to shut yourself away out of fear. There really is, because there are new and wonderful opportunities around you. Okay, there really are. There's a lot of opportunity here. Like they've said, reach out. Accept love is very similar. Can you see these are both pink, which it can relate to that kind of heart energy? They're saying you need to be open to accepting love. This can be very difficult if you've been hurt, and I think some of you are really feeling anxious about that. But start where it's simple. Don't, if you have really struggled for a long time, sometimes trying to open up to a partner straight off the bat can be really difficult. If you're in a relationship though and you're struggling with this, talk to them about it. Talk to them about how you're struggling to reach out of this fear. If you are not in a relationship or you're in a complicated situation, start creating situations where you can connect with other people, like I've said before, and reach out to other people and build yourself up that way. But you know what? Ultimately, what you really need to do is know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. There are issues around worthiness, and knowing that you deserve it, that it's, you know, that you can have love, and really sort of overcoming your own fears are key. But the reality is that's sometimes easier said than done. Some real aha moment is on its way to you. If it hasn't sort of landed already in your life, it's on its way, that will help you to realize that. But to some extent, you do need to kind of put some effort and time into rebuilding your own confidence. Now, some of you are saying, but Kat, I can hear it. Some of you are saying, well, I am confident. But, you know, sometimes the shadow is very clever and it hides away. Obviously, the definition of shadow is that we haven't seen it, you know, that we don't see it. All we do is see its effects. So if you're struggling to kind of connect with people and you think, but I do feel all right, but I don't have any issues, just check in with yourself, because sometimes those shadows get really well hidden and we're just not conscious. We are unconscious of our fears. And I do think there is some fear that is interrupting the flow of love in your life. Obviously it's going to be different for everyone watching, but just be aware of that, because I think there's a great amount of abundance on there's a great amount of abundance on offer for you, and something new and exciting is coming in, but you do need to be open to it, and you do need to believe you deserve it. Thank you so much, number threes. Let me know what you thought of this reading, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love that. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. That would be really awesome. So have an amazing day, threes. Please comment if you've got any questions. If you want your own reading, it's £20, 20 minutes. You get your reading in 48 hours. Check the description. Yeah, or go to spiritual-candy.com. Hi, number fours. How are you doing? I hope you're great. So let's look at what you've got today. This reading is so long. I'm like I'm enjoying it. It's unusual. Fours, you can't see the whole card, but I'll hold them up as I go along. Okay. So, guys, if you're just joining me, welcome. If you are new to the channel, it's so nice to have you here. If you are not new to the channel, welcome back. Please like the video if you enjoy it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really want to get to 10,000 subscribers, so I'd love your help in doing that. This is a totally different style reading for me. As you know, if you watch me regularly, it's super long. I've shuffled on camera. I've got loads more cards than I normally have. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested. And if you have questions about the reading as well, put them in the description box. What am I talking about? Please comment. If you want your own reading, it's £20 for 20 minutes, and you can check the description for a link, or you can go to spiritual-candy.com. So yeah, let's get on with it. I just want to take in these energies. These are Sonia Choquette, The Answer is Simple, Dory Virtue, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and the Rider-Waite. These tend to read in pairs for me. Those of you who aren't familiar with my readings, haven't had a private reading with me. Let's look. Yeah, okay, fours. Something certainly made you feel disempowered, but something hasn't quite worked, something's made you disempowered. It could be to do with someone leaving your life. If someone has disappeared, gone quiet on you, it does look like they might come back or speak or whatever. There's certainly some old cloggy energy. I definitely feel like you've been disempowered by something that's happened, and that it's really crucial that you make a plan to kind of reinvent your situation, not reinvent yourself. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You're perfect as you are. On a soul level, you're absolutely perfect. On a personal level, you are doing great. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that. But, you know, I certainly think something has drained you, dragged you down. There's something you need to surrender. There's something you need to let go of. And you need to focus on building yourself back up. And so whether you're in a relationship or not, it doesn't matter. You can be in a relationship and have this situation. You can be single and have this situation. But in order to really, for the love advice regarding this, in order to kind of remove any blocks and get things moving wherever you're at in your relationship, for me it's like, looking at this, you need to kind of just find your power again, or recommit to your power, or tune into it more. Let's look. We got the Two of Wands here. There's a real possibility in your situation. So whether you're single or in a relationship, they're saying there is potential. There's potential. You've had inspiration, or they have been inspired. There is potential in your situation, but you need to make a plan. Now is the time for planning. It might not be you having to plan, it might be them. But the thing is, it's not all in place yet. That's the point. It's early days. You know, if you've had an inspiration, you're on the right track, but there's more to be done. There's more going on here, you know. So basically kind of be aware of what you need to do. They're telling these are very telling of what you need to do. So there's things you can do in your life to change your energy, to improve the way you feel about yourself and about life. But they're saying really there is potential in your love situation. It's not going to come right away. But that said, we've got the Sun here. The Sun's underneath it. There's a lot of light, love, joy, abundance, possibility around you. It's not a bad situation. Even if things have been difficult lately for you, there is a lot of abundance. There is a lot of possibility. So it's just about letting things come into place, letting things come together. You just need to let the plan organize itself to some extent. You need to do some things as well, but you know, things will come into place and you will connect with this light, love and joy. There is positivity and light coming your way. Okay? However, at the center here, they're saying that Five of Swords with the solar plexus reversed underneath. So there's some block with the solar plexus chakra. I'm going to start here. What they're saying is this is your personal power. This is your sense of being able to shine your light, move forwards, follow your joy, connect with who and what you truly are, be that flow of light, get it in the flow, connecting with yourself in a powerful way. And there's some block here. There's something or someone is casting a shadow and stopping you from really feeling connected with your true light, love and joy. So yeah, you know, there's been some, you know, there's something that has drained you, and that's what I said. I didn't put this back the right way. That's what I said at the beginning. I feel like something has drained you, but the light energy right next door to it is saying, you know, this won't last forever. You can turn this around, and you can get back into your light and your love and your joy, and there is potential in the future. But what they're saying here is, it's very important that you let go of this old way of doing things. It looks to me like it's going to be slightly different for each of you, of course, but you had your mind set on a particular situation or a particular way of going about things in your love life. And the love advice here is that you need to be aware of getting an idea fixed in your head and trying to force that to happen. Now, what is blocking you is that the reality of the situation is that you've had an idea, you've been trying to make it work a certain way, and it's not going to work. But then this isn't going to be news to you. You already know it's not going to work. It hasn't been working for you. You know that. So it's like you're going to have to do it a different way. You have to surrender. You have to let it go. You have to say, do you know what? This isn't working for me. And when I say have to, I've said this on every group because it's my turn of phrase. You don't have to do anything. It's up to you what you do. You know, you are loved and supported whatever choice you make. So when I say have to, I just mean it would be a good idea to. It's just the way I speak, okay? So if you really want to connect with your best opportunities, if you really want to kind of get in the flow of that light and sun energy, the best thing to do is to recognize when something isn't working and surrender. You know, some of you are perhaps being a bit prideful, you don't want to back down, you don't want to lose face, but the reality is there's something that you've kind of set your mind to, and it's draining your energy because it's not working, but you maybe don't want to admit that it's not working. It doesn't have to be a relationship in general. It could just be a way of doing something. But this is draining you, and this is the main love advice really, is that your situation will come back to normal if you can regain your balance. This is what this is about. So you've got Temperance and the Six of Cups. Like I said, if some of you are waiting for someone to return, you all know the Six of Cups can be about a return in love, or someone speaking again if they've been silent, etc. So there is a real chance of that, okay? You've also got it above the Signs and Signals card. So you may get a message from a person or something like that. The main point to bear in mind here is that if you can stop trying to force something a certain way, Five of Swords, this will help this block around the solar plexus chakra to unblock. This will allow you to flow more, and this is what they're saying here. Temperance. This is about coming into balance. It's about having the patience, and yes, you're going to have to be a little patient. This is kind of a calm, stabilizing energy. It goes very much with what I was saying. You know, this is a time to kind of balance the energies, recalibrate, and let things kind of flow. Once you come out of this strong idea here, this head mental construct of what should happen, and kind of get back into the flow, you'll find things suddenly start to move forwards. It could see the return of someone if you're waiting for a return. This could also indicate that, you know, there's some sort of, for me, the sixes are all aligned with the Lovers, and there's this sense of balance and equilibrium, and it's definitely a more joyful, steady, flowing energy. I think this is the key to it all. If you can let go of this very fixed idea that you've had about a situation, and the fact that you already know it's not really working, so if you can kind of just surrender it, I think you'll be surprised at how quickly tranquility and peace and joy starts to, you know, bubble up. because this is what they're saying here. So where can you focus your energy? You know, you've had your mind set somewhere. Where can you focus your energy? What they're saying is focus on loving yourself. You've got love your body here. Focus on getting your confidence back. For some of you, this is about going to the gym or having, you know, doing something that focuses on loving your body. So this can be creating a healthy eating or taking yourself out for a nice meal. It's, you know, it's not got a, I don't mean this in a specific way like, oh, you know, you need to do this or you need to do that. It's about showing yourself self-love, feeling good about yourself. And you maybe already do, but they're saying focus your energy there. These go very much together because you've got love your body and call your spirit home. Call your spirit home is about clearing out your home or your car or your cubicle or your office, your desk. You know, this is about improving the flow of energy in your life and in your love and in your situation by really clearing out and sorting out the spaces around you. And this really does make a tremendous difference. So it feels to me it's like instead of being so fixed on a certain way of going forwards that's probably directly linked to romance or to a specific person, it's like, do you know what, abundance is coming your way, but you need to come back into balance. You need to find your power again. And you can find this by sorting out things around you, loving yourself. And then when you're kind of more balanced and in this more sort of, you've got this sense of equilibrium back, pay attention. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. It's really hard to connect with your equilibrium, connect with your intuition if you don't have equilibrium. So it's like, come back into balance, find your kind of step. Know that abundance is possible. The Two of Wands is prosperity in a relationship as well. So there is possibility for you here, but you kind of need to come back into balance. You kind of need to find your balance, let go of this idea that's draining you. Do the work to kind of improve the flow of energy around you, and then notice they're going to give you a sign. They're saying they will speak to you and tell you what you need to do next. So that's your love advice. So guys, this was Pick a Card Love Advice today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Guys, please comment if you've got a question. Let me know what you thought of the reading. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to get up to 10,000 subscribers. Please share the video. Anything you want to do. And of course, just contact me if you would like to. It's amazing to do the readings for you. Let me know how you found it. Now I'm just rambling on. Please go to spiritual-candy.com and join in the Spiritual Candy community. I would love that. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Yeah. Anyway, guys, loads of love. I will see you tomorrow or on a private reading in the meantime. See you soon, guys.